So today we are going to discuss the first topic of the day for Chartered Alternative Investment Analyst Qualification Level 1, which is in front of you here is Ethics and Professional Standards. Every qualification nowadays, whether it is CPA, CFA, CMA or any qualification, the first starting point is ideally the ethics and professional standards to maintain a professional code of conduct. The interesting thing is CAIA uses the same standard as CFA Institute has. I'm going to explain you all these 6 code of ethics and 7 professional standards. Now let's start with the first topic, that is the 6th component of code of ethics. Ethics is something that is very, very important because all our professional qualification, after you get a professional qualified, you get a license. So once you get a license, you are the one who will endorse the information. So if you are not honest, if you are not fair, if you are biased, if you are inclined, if you are racist, you can sabotage the integrity of the profession by all these bad characteristics which a good human should not have. Now it's very easy to read ethics because ethics is something that we are always acquire from our home. So when we are small, our parents, they are always advising us to behave nicely, don't shout, don't fight, and maintain the confidentiality of the home, don't tell the inside information to outsiders, and be honest, be fair, be hardworking, be genuine, be honest. This is what we learn from the home. Somehow for acquiring this chapter is, I feel, a bit easy for us in a way that if our ethical standards are already better, so we can understand and we can adopt these very quickly. We will start with the first standard, that is act with integrity. So integrity is very, very important. Your character, personality should have a self-respect, self-esteem. You can deliver a best quality service to the profession. Now we are the people who are actually one who can bring value to the investment profession. So we should always keep the integrity of the investments at the top. That's what we need to maintain. We should not jump to the decisions without doing a proper base work. We need to use reasonable care, and we should exercise our full ability to reach to some professional judgments. Of course, I'm not talking about extra care. We are focusing on due professional care as it is required to a particular assignment. Most of the time, people are looking to us as we are the role models in investment profession. So what we should do is we should ourselves follow the best practices, and we should encourage our peers, superiors and juniors to follow the same traditions. So collectively we can bring a better investment industry. Capital markets are a very important tool in terms of financial industries, and it is a main indicator of economic growth and market sentiments and market confidence. There are some countries, unfortunately, because they don't have a better corporate governance, so their stock markets are not reputable, even they are suspectful in terms of trading, manipulation, and manipulation by some selective investors who are tuning themselves for their personal gains, not for the integrity of the capital markets. But of course we have effective forms, we have weak forms, we have semi forms of capital markets. These are 3 layers. But anyways, in that all scenarios, we should try to increase the integrity of the capital markets. This is one of our core components of ethics. Life changes so often. We cannot say that we are perfect, but we should try to update our knowledge. We should try to get the best available education, skills, abilities, and in total we should work to enhance our capabilities and competencies. Competency is very, very important. That's why we should try to be competent. That is characteristics of our set of ethics, so we can be a better analyst in terms of alternative investments. Very interesting that we have 7 standards of professional conduct. We'll start the first standard, that is professionalism. Then we will move about the integrity of the capital market. What are our duties to client and what are our duties to employers? When it comes to investment analysis, recommendation, so what we need to do, how can we avoid conflict of interest, and what are our responsibility as a member. These are 7 standards that we are going to discuss. Professionalism, it's very important. You need to be a professional person. Now, if you see that there is no hard and fast professionalism definition, but generally we assume that you are a professional person if you have an ample knowledge of law, you know the norms and conditions, you do your best to deliver a final outcome. So professionalism is really important to have. We need to behave professionally, and in this context, the first and very important thing is knowledge of law. We should do our best to get the knowledge of the law. It's not the case that if I'm in a country, I don't know the laws and I break the laws, and when the law enforcing agency stops me, investigate me, and I tell them, look, I am a stranger and I don't know the law. That's not going to work. That's not what is expected from us. We need to understand the law. Negligence of law is not an excuse. So we should try to understand, observe the laws in order to create a better professional reputations for our profession. Always remember, when you are comparing a global law with a local law, so the local law is the one that will apply first, and then we will top up with the global law. That is the right action in case we have a double layer of compliance in terms of local and global laws. It's very important that your employer is a fair employer and he or she is not indulged into any malpractices. So in case if you are stuck up with an employer who is not fair and he is involved in some illegal activities, we should not take it lightly. So you have to discuss it with your supervisor about your observations, and if you are not satisfied, you have to try all the level of hierarchy, and if still you are not satisfied, then you have to move to a legal counselor and advisor. And of course, in extreme cases, you can decide to leave the employer. That is the extreme case, in case everything does not go in the right direction. Independence and objectivity is really important. How it works is that we should be independent, because if we are biased, we are sold out for some price, so we cannot be fair to the rest of the stakeholders. So our profession focuses that we should be an independent mind. As there are 2 terms that we generally encounter is independence in appearance and independence in fact. So sometimes I may say that, look, I am independent. That's how I'll try to show that I am an independent person, but actually I'm not, So I should be independent in appearance, means in my outer look, and actually I should be independent as well. We discuss 2 words most commonly. One is subjectivity and one is objectivity. So when it comes to subjectivity, we should should know that our profession does not allow that we based our decisions without proper facts and figures. When we take our decision based on heart feelings, impressions, that's called subjectivity, and that's what our profession does not allow. So we need to be objective, and we should adopt objectivity in terms of our profession.